New York City was no stranger to crime. But this was different. This was brutal. 10 murders in 10 weeks, each more gruesome than the last. The victims? Random. The weapon? Always the same, a gun. But it wasn't just the killings that terrified the city. It was the eerie detail that tied them all together. The victim's ankles, mangled beyond recognition. The media called him the ankle ripper. The NYPD had nothing. No suspects. No motives. Just fear running through the veins of every New Yorker who dared to step outside after dark. Chief advisor to the President of the United States, Elon Musk, wasn't one for crime-solving. His days were filled with high-stakes meetings, his nights occupied by ambitious spaceflight plans and the occasional kite-flying session to clear his mind. He had everything: money, power, intelligence. But when he got the call, none of it mattered. His uncle, Raymond Willis, had been kidnapped. The note arrived first. No fingerprints, no DNA, just a single line scrawled across the page in blood-red ink. Stay out of it, or he loses more than just his ankles. Then came the package. A tattered sausage, stuffed inside a tiny box, wrapped in a piece of fabric that looked suspiciously like one of his uncle's favorite ties. Musk wasn't a detective, but he knew one. Matt Wu was the best in the business when he wasn't drowning in whiskey or cracking jokes so bad they made hardened criminals turn themselves in just to make it stop. Hilarious, eccentric, and utterly brilliant, Wu was the only person Musk could trust with this case. "So let me get this straight," Wu said, tossing a peanut in the air and catching it in his mouth. "Your uncle's been kidnapped. Some psycho's out there mangling ankles for sport, and the only clue you got is a sausage." Musk ran a hand through his hair, exhaling sharply at a tattered sausage. "That means something, right?" Wu smirked. "Oh, it means something. It means we're dealing with a lunatic who's either got a thing for butcher shops or—" Before he could finish, the door to Musk's office burst open. A package landed on the desk with a soft thud. Another note, another warning, and inside, a single mangled ankle bone. Musk and Wu locked eyes. "Well, damn," Wu muttered, cracking his knuckles. "Guess we better find this bastard before he runs out of ankles." Musk's stomach turned as he stared at the severed ankle bone resting inside the package. The cold air in his office suddenly felt suffocating. Wu, however, seemed unfazed. He grabbed the note, tilting it toward the light. "Handwriting's the same as the last one. Whoever this is, they've got a flair for theatrics. I mean, a sausage and an ankle? That's next level creepy." Musk clenched his fists. "This isn't a joke, Wu. My uncle's life is on the line." Wu let out a low whistle and tossed the note onto the desk. "Then let's get to work. First things first, we gotta figure out where this came from." He grabbed a pair of gloves from his coat pocket and examined the bone. "It's clean. No blood, no tissue. Someone took their time with this, which means they either have medical training or they're just really into ankle butchery." Musk's mind raced. "I need access to federal resources. If we cross-reference local hospitals and butcher shops, maybe—" Whoa. Hold up there. Billionaire edition, Wu interrupted, holding up a hand. "We don't even know if this ankle came from one of the victims, and we definitely don't want to tip off the NYPD yet. If this psycho knows we're on his trail, he might start speeding up his timeline." Musk sighed, pinching the bridge of his nose. "So what do we do? Sit around and wait for another package of body parts?" Wu grinned. "Not exactly. We're gonna bait him." Musk raised an eyebrow. "Bait him? How?" Wu leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with mischief. "Simple. You're famous, powerful, and rich, which means you can get the media's attention anytime you want. We stage a press conference, announce that the government's launching an investigation into the ankle ripper. We make it loud, we make it big, and we make sure whoever's behind this knows that Elon freaking Musk is coming for him." Musk hesitated. And that won't put my uncle in more danger? Wu shrugged. It might. But right now we've got nothing. If we stir the pot, maybe this guy slips up. Maybe he makes a move. And when he does, we'll be ready. Musk took a deep breath. Fine. Let's do it. The next morning, the world woke up to headlines that shook New York to its core. Elon Musk declares war on Ankle Ripper. I will find you. The press conference was packed. Reporters shouted questions as Musk stood at the podium, his jaw set in grim determination. To the person responsible for these heinous crimes, he said, his voice steady, "You've taken innocent lives. You've terrorized this city. But your time is up. I will find you, and you will answer for what you've done." The words had barely left his mouth when Musk's phone vibrated in his pocket. A text. No number. Just 3 words. "Big mistake, Elon." And attached was a live video feed. Musk's blood ran cold as the screen flickered to life. His uncle Raymond, tied to a chair, blindfolded. A shadow moved behind him. Then the screen went black. Wu leaned over Musk's shoulder, eyes narrowing. "Well, looks like we got his attention." Musk's fists tightened. "Then let's finish this." The air in Musk's office felt thick, heavy with an unspoken urgency. The mangled ankle bone sat between them, a grotesque punctuation mark to the terror that gripped New York City. Musk had faced high-pressure situations before: rocket failures, economic collapses, Twitter controversies, but this was personal. Matt Wu leaned back in his chair, studying the bone like it was an unsolved riddle. "All right, let's break this down," he said, tossing a peanut in the air and catching it in his mouth. "We got a serial killer with a foot fetish correction and ankle fetish, a kidnapped uncle, and a sausage that looks like it went through a garbage disposal. What's the play, Mr. SpaceX?" Musk exhaled sharply. "We need to trace the package, find out where it was sent from." Wu tapped his chin. "The problem with psychos, my dear Musk, is that they don't exactly use FedEx." But he pulled out his phone and made a call. "Hey, Jimmy, I need a favor. Find out where a certain package came from." "No, I don't care how. Just do it." He hung up and grinned. "Give it an hour." Musk's phone buzzed. An unknown number. He answered. A voice, distorted. "Artificial. You're in deep, Elon." Musk's jaw tightened. "Where's my uncle?" A low chuckle, still breathing. "For now. But you and your detective friend, you're becoming a problem." Wu snatched the phone. "Listen, ankle freak. If you wanted to scare us, you should have sent more than just a piece of bone. Now, why don't you be a good little psycho and tell us where you are so we can end this game early?" Silence. Then the line went dead. Wu smirked, touched a nerve. Musk's patience was wearing thin. "We need to find this guy before he gets to Raymond." Just then, Wu's phone buzzed. A text from Jimmy. Package originated from an abandoned warehouse in Brooklyn. Coordinates sent. Wu stood, grabbing his coat. "Looks like we got ourselves a field trip." The warehouse loomed in the dim glow of the streetlights, its rusted exterior whispering of forgotten secrets. Musk and Wu approached cautiously, the distant hum of the city their only companion. Wu cracked his knuckles. "Bet you $10 this place smells like expired hot dogs and regret." Musk ignored him, pushing open the heavy metal door. The air inside was thick with dust, and something metallic. Blood. The dim light revealed a chair in the center of the room. Ropes dangled from its arms, cut clean. Whoever had been there was gone. Musk clenched his fists. "We're too late." Wu's eyes darted around the room, landing on a note pinned to the wall with a hunting knife. He plucked it free and read aloud. "You're getting close, but not close enough. Tick-tock, Elon." Then, from the shadows, came the unmistakable sound of a gun being cocked. "Hands up." Musk and Wu turned slowly. A figure stepped into the light, gun trained on them, face concealed beneath a dark hood. Wu exhaled. "Well, this just got interesting." The streets of New York were a battlefield, and Elon Musk was right in the middle of it. The ankle ripper had played his game long enough. It was time to end this. Musk and Wu sped through the dimly lit streets in Wu's beat-up Mustang, the city flashing by in a blur of neon and desperation. The last clue had led them here an abandoned meatpacking warehouse on the Lower East Side. If Raymond Willis was still alive, he was inside. Wu parked with a screech and tossed Musk a gun. "You ever use one of these, space boy?" Musk checked the clip, his jaw set. "I've built rocket launch systems. How hard can a trigger be?" Wu snorted. "Fair enough. Let's get your uncle." The warehouse loomed ahead, its rusted doors slightly ajar. Inside, the air was thick with the stench of old blood and something worse, rotting meat. Musk's grip tightened around the gun as they stepped inside, their footsteps echoing off the walls. And then a voice. "I told you to stay out of it, Musk." A shadow emerged from the darkness. The ankle ripper. Wu flicked on his flashlight. Illuminating a nightmare rows of severed mannequin legs lined the walls, ankle bones shattered in mockery of the real victims. And in the center of it all, tied to a chair, bruised but alive, Raymond Willis. Musk's stomach twisted. "Let him go." The ripper stepped forward, revealing his face at last. And Musk's breath caught. It wasn't some random lunatic. It was Senator Richard Calloway, a man Musk had shaken hands with at fundraisers, a man who stood for law and order. Wu whistled low. "Well, ain't that a plot twist?" Calloway smirked, raising a gun. "You think you're the only one who wants control, Musk? You build rockets. I build fear. And fear is power." Musk didn't hesitate. He lunged. A shot rang out. Pain exploded in his shoulder. But he didn't stop. He tackled Calloway, sending them both crashing into the mannequin legs. Wu moved fast, one swift punch, and Calloway was on the ground, unconscious. Was over. Wu untied Raymond, who groaned. "Took you long enough." Musk, bleeding but grinning, exhaled that "You're welcome." As sirens wailed in the distance, Wu nudged Musk. "So now what?" Musk looked at Calloway's unconscious body and smirked. "Now, I go back to building rockets." Wu chuckled. "And me?" Musk clapped him on the back. "You, my friend, deserve a drink." As the cops stormed in, Musk and Wu stepped outside, breathing in the cold New York air. The nightmare was over. For now. The end. If you love stories like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. More billionaire secrets, more shocking feuds, and more stories you won't believe coming soon. Thanks for watching Exclusive Stories. See you in the next one.